Accessing library computer data.
Hello and welcome to my review/overview of the Independence faction pack, A Motley Fleet, and this is truly a motley fleet of ships that come in this pack. This pack comes with a Maquis Raider, an Andorian battlecruiser, a Vidian battlecruiser, and a Dauntless class ship. All the ships received a new paint job, and let me tell you, they are a lot better than they were before. Let's start with the most notable change, which is the Vidian battlecruiser, which went from a very weird 90s paint scheme of dark pink, orange, and yellow, and green to a more uniform copper paint scheme with some silver in there. The Maquis Raider went from gray with red and yellow highlights to silver with blue highlighting. The Dauntless class went from gray with yellow windows to silver with black and white windows, which is something they're doing on all the other Federation ships. The blue and red highlights are the same on both paint schemes, but are a bit darker. The final ship and least noticeable change is the Andorian battlecruiser, which went from a bit lighter silver and added some gold to the end of the wings. So what comes in the pack? You get an Andorian battlecruiser, a Vidian battleship, a Maquis Raider, and a Dauntless class model and a dial for each ship. For ship templates, you get Telev's battlecruiser / Andorian starship, Ginguin / Maquis starship, Harvester Prime / Vidian starship, and a USS Dauntless / Species 116 starship. The ID tokens included are 2 Telev, 2 Thomas Riker, 2 Vidian Captain, 2 Arturus, and 2 USS Dauntless tokens. There are 2 effect tokens, one for Michael Jonas and one for Mortura. There are also 14 shield tokens. There are 2 new missions that come in the pack with Tensions Rise and Maquis Tactics. Now that we have covered what comes in the pack, we will start taking a look at the cards. The first ship in the pack is Telev's battlecruiser, which is an Andorian battlecruiser. It has 3 attack, 1 agility, 4 hull, and 3 shields, with a Federation action bar of evade, target lock, scan, and battle stations. 1 tech slot, 2 weapon slots, and a crew slot for 21 points, and a forward 180-degree firing arc. When a friendly ship within range 1 is defending, the friendly ship may roll +1 defense die. If that friendly ship is an Andorian battlecruiser, it may also convert 1 blank result into an evade result. If the attacking ship is a Vulcan ship, that friendly ship may also add 1 evade. This is 1 point cheaper than the previous named Andorian battlecruiser, the Kumari, and it has the same slot layout. The slot layout isn't great. I would have preferred 2 tech or 2 crew instead of the 2 weapons, but it's a ship of war, so it kind of makes sense. In terms of the ability, it is an okay ability if you're not playing with another Andorian ship or against a Vulcan ship with getting the +1 defense die at range 1, but this ability is really good in air game where Andorian battlecruisers and the Vulcans have some of the better ships in the Enterprise era, or in a scenario like the one that comes with the Kumari. So this ship is okay in normal play since it does have that forward 180 and an okay ability, but it really shines in an Enterprise era game where you can safely run 2 Andorian battlecruisers and be in good shape. Next up, we have the generic Andorian battlecruiser, which loses a shield, a weapon slot, and the ability for 16 points, making the generic 4 points cheaper than it used to be, which is a really nice reduction in points considering you're probably not going to run the generic unless you're going for a theme, but at 4 hull, it can be used as a cheap fighter support carrier. The movement dial for the Andorian battlecruiser is fairly standard with the 4 white straight and 3 hard turns, and a 3 combo boat that is also red. It's not great, but it's not too bad considering it does have that forward 180 firing arc. The next ship in the pack is the Maquis Raider Ginguin, with 2 attack, 3 agility, 3 hull, and 3 shields, with a forward 90-degree primary firing arc. Tech, weapon, and 2 crew slots, centered action bar of evade, target lock, scan, and battle stations, and costs 18 points, which is a very nice 4-point discount from the previous Maquis Raiders. You may equip the inertial compensators upgrade to this ship for free without requiring an upgrade slot. When attacking, if the defending ship is hit, place an auxiliary power token beside the defending ship. This is probably my favorite Maquis Raider. First of all, it is cheaper than the rest of them and is a very nice price point now. There are also some really nice upgrades in this pack and other independent upgrades that make this ship a very maneuverable ship that can be hard to hit. I will cover inertial compensators when I get to it later in the pack, but it's always nice to be able to equip upgrades for free and without an upgrade slot. And if you do hit your opposing ship, you can potentially limit their movement and or action economy for the next turn. Next, we have the generic Maquis Raider, which uses a shield, attack, and costs 13 points, which makes it 7 points cheaper than it was before. While this is a great discount on the ship to make it more playable, I'm still not a huge fan of the generic Maquis Raider. The loss of the tech slot really hurts and only 5 durability, even with the 3 defense dice. I don't think it's particularly worth running. The Maquis Raider has a great maneuver dial. It has the 4 straight that is white, hard 2 and 3 turns that are also white, and the only red is a 3 combo, making it a very maneuverable ship. Not very fast, but very maneuverable. The third ship in the pack is the Vidian battlecruiser Harvester Prime. It has 3 attack, 2 agility, 5 hull, and 3 shields, with a forward 90-degree firing arc. Standard action bar of Evade, Target Lock, Scan, and Battle Station with 2 weapon and 2 crew slots for 23 points. This is 3 points cheaper than the previous Vidian Battlecruiser Vina Prime. Combat Phase. Disable any number of active shields on this ship and target an opposing ship within range 1 to 3. Disable the same number of active shields -1 on the target ship. While this is an improvement on the Vina Prime, I still don't see a great reason to run this ship. The ability is better, but with only the forward 90-degree primary firing arc and an average dial, it's still not that great. Plus, the ability is useless once you're down to 1 shield, as you disable 1 less shield than you disable on your own ship. With only 3 shields, it doesn't take long for you to lose the ability to even perform its ability. The generic Vidian Battlecruiser loses a shield, a crew slot for 21 points, which again is 3 points cheaper than the previous generic Vidian Battlecruiser. I can't really think of a good reason to run the ship. It loses the wrong upgrade slot, and I just don't have much to say about it. The maneuver dial on the Vidian Battlecruiser is the same as the Andorian Battlecruiser, with the white straight 4 and hard 3 right turns and the 3 red come about. Pretty standard dial, but with the ship only having the forward 90, it'll be tough to keep your opponents in arc. The last ship in the pack is a reprint of the USS Dauntless, which is a Dauntless class with 2 attack, 2 agility, 4 hull, and 5 shields, and a forward 9-degree primary firing arc. Standard action bar of Evade, Target Lock, Scan, and Battle Stations, 4 tech slots, and costs 23 points, which again is 3 points cheaper than the previous USS Dauntless. You may equip a crew upgrade as the captain of the ship. If you do, it counts as a captain instead of a crew upgrade, and its captain skill is its printed SP cost +3. You may not equip an Admiral card to the ship. This is probably a better version of the USS Dauntless, as there are a number of really good crew cards out there that could make a great captain, like if you cross faction Hood Riker. The generic Dauntless class loses a shield and attack slot and costs 20 points, which is 4 points cheaper than the previous generic Dauntless class. With the generic, you can only equip Arturus as a captain, which is okay, as the newer one lets you take another captain's ability as his. With a cheaper cost, it works as a better support ship, as with the only 2 attack and no natural weapon slots, it won't be doing a ton of damage, as with the main USS Dauntless. It can also work as a fighter capital ship to provide that fire support that it cannot. The maneuver dial for the Dauntless class is pretty good. It has a white 5 straight and 3 hard turns, which are red, and no reverse, so it's a pretty fast ship that has decent maneuverability. The first captain in the pack is Telev, who has a captain skill of 5 with an elite talent slot and costs 3 points. This card counts as an Andorian captain. When this ship spends an evade or battle station token, target a friendly ship within range 1 to 2. Place a token of the same type beside the target ship. I really like this captain as a nice support captain with the ability to give your friendly ship either an evade or battle stations, especially with ships that do not have a battle station naturally, like most Romulan or Klingon ships, or the evade which the Borg are missing. So really good captain in my opinion, with the only limitation that he works a bit better as the highest skill captain in your fleet in order to maybe spend that battle station earlier to provide another one to a friendly ship. The second captain is Thomas Riker with a captain skill of 6 and an elite talent slot and a cost of 4. You do not pay a faction penalty when equipping this card to a Federation ship. End phase. This ship may perform maneuver on its dial with a speed of 2 or less. Another captain that I really like, and we finally get to see a Thomas Riker card. It's pretty thematic with being able to be equipped to a Federation ship without penalty, as when he imitated William Riker when he sold the Defiant from Deep Space Nine. And with this ability, you can make that extra maneuver to either get yourself into a better position for next turn, or if you're playing an OP or a mission with an objective that you have to get to, he can give you that final extra boost at the end of the turn. So he's another really good captain in my opinion. The third captain is Vidian Captain with a skill of 4, elite talent slot, and a cost of 3, and he's non-unique. Planning phase. Target an opposing ship within range 1. Disable 1 crew upgrade equipped to the target ship. Another thematic card is the Vidians are all about disabling crew by stealing their organs. I like that this isn't a name captain, so you can run a couple of these. As for the ability, the range hurts, but as a passive ability on a lower skill captain, you would probably be able to use this ability fairly frequently, and it can hurt your opponent's plans, especially if they have some card combos that rely heavily on crew upgrades. So I think the Vidian Captain is good to run with Vidian Sodality elite talent that comes in this pack, which I'll cover in a bit. So another decent to good captain in my opinion. The last captain is Arturus, who is a 6 skill captain with an elite talent slot and costs 4 points, and must be equipped to a Dauntless class ship. You may not equip an admiral to this ship. Setup. Select a captain with a printed cost of 4 SP or less. Arturus has the ability of that captain card this game. I think I like this Arturus more than the previous one, where for an action you could disable either a captain or 2 upgrades for an auxiliary token on your ship. although he wasn't limited to the Dauntless class, but he could go up to skill 8 if he was on it. Cullo would be a decent captain to take, where he gives you that +2 defense die if you run 2 tech upgrades on the ship. Any number of captains that can give you a crew upgrade, such as Picard 6. Spock 6 is also can give you a free target lock or scan token each round. Or Hudson would also be a good ability to take, as he gives you that flexibility of adding a slot you want and a discount on independent upgrades. I think he can be a good captain, but it really depends on the ability you decide to take and what you're trying to do with the Dauntless. The first crew in the pack is Tara, who costs 5 points and can only be equipped to the Andorian battlecruiser. Action. Remove this card from play and target an opposing ship within range 1. Discard a captain card or admiral card equipped to the target ship. The text on the card is important, as you cannot use someone like Golval to be able to do this again, to revive Tara, or to discard Golval instead of Tara, as you're not discarding the card but removing the card from the game. Even with this limitation, I do like this card, but the fact that she can only be equipped to the Andorian battlecruiser and the high point cost means I don't think we'll see a ton of play from her, but it's a good ability nonetheless. The next crew in the pack is Michael Jonas, who costs 3 points. Planning phase. Place 2 time tokens on this card and target an opposing ship within range 1 to 2. The target ship cannot perform a maneuver with a speed greater than 2 this game round. Another ability that I like and only uses 2 time tokens and it is in an action. Very useful if you're racing your opponent to an objective, or if your opponent is trying to flee from battle and trying to keep them within your range. Next we have Tiro Anadis, probably mispronounced that, but who costs 3 points. Planning phase. Target a crew upgrade equipped to an opposing ship within range 1 to 2. Place 1 time token on the target crew upgrade. End phase. Target a crew upgrade with a time token on it equipped to an opposing ship within range 1 to 2. Add 1 time token to the target crew upgrade instead of removing 1 time token. Another useful crew, in my opinion, which can delay the time taken to get a crew member's ability back. The range can be a bit of a limiting factor, as it is only 1 to 2, so you could use something like Thoughtmaker, or the Aldara, or Lure to make sure that your opponent is in range to get at least 1 more time token on that crew upgrade. The last crew is Motura, who costs 2 points. Action. Discard this card and target an opposing ship. Discard 1 crew upgrade equipped to the target ship. This ship may perform a maneuver on its dial with a speed of 3 or less. If it does, it cannot attack this game round. Another decent crew upgrade, as it is always a good thing to be able to discard someone like a Hood Riker, or a Zulu, or a Bohica, or any number of the good crew that are out there. Read this card that the maneuver is optional, and only if you perform the maneuver, then you cannot attack this game round, which I mean might not matter if you put them on a lower attack support vessel, just to run some disruption on your opponent. If you think this card runs differently than I do, be sure to let me know in the comments, but I do think he's a fairly useful crew upgrade. The first elite talent is Andorian Imperial Guard, which costs 2 points. May only be equipped to Twi'lek Shran or an Andorian captain. When attacking with an independent weapon upgrade, place 2 time tokens on this card. This ship rolls additional attack dice equal to the number of time tokens on the independent weapon upgrade being used. Kind of unfortunate that it can only be equipped to an Andorian captain, which means Shran or Telev at the moment. It is a nice elite talent that can be really useful on really any independent weapon to give you extra attack die or dice, and at only 2 points, it is worth running if you happen to be using an Andorian captain. The second elite talent is Maquis Tactics, which must be equipped to an independent captain on the Maquis Raider and costs 5 points. After attacking, this ship may perform a 1 straight, 1 left, or right bank maneuver. First of all, there's a grammatical error in the card, as the or comes after the last maneuver, so not a lot of spell check there. This card is very thematic, as it fits right into the tactics of the Maquis of hit and running. I do think it is a bit pricey at 5 points, considering the limitations, but if you're on it with Hudson, then it's only 4 points, and it's a little more reasonable. Or even Thomas Riker, you can get a lot of extra maneuverability out of your ship. The last elite talent is Vidian Sodality, which must be equipped to the Vidian battlecruiser. May only be equipped to a Vidian captain. When the ship or card equipped to it disables or discards a crew upgrade equipped to an opposing ship, place 1 mission token on this card. When an independent crew upgrade or captain equipped to the ship would be discarded, you may discard 1 mission token on this card instead. I think this elite talent is a necessity if you're going to run a Vidian captain with a crew discard ship, especially since it only costs 1 point. Great to run with the Vidian captain in this pack, then you can use Motura to discard a crew without discarding them, and then you can use them again. Could also use the Grappler and some of the crew that came with the Fina Prime to make more use of this card. The first weapon in the pack is Enhanced Phasers, which is unique to 1 per ship and only to a ship with a primary weapon value of 2 or less, and costs 3 points. After the ship attacks with its primary weapon, the ship may make an attack with its primary weapon targeting a different opposing ship in its primary arc. A really nice weapon upgrade for the lower primary weapon ships, such as the Maquis Raider, that gives them that extra attack against another ship. Not going to make the ships a powerhouse by any means, as it doesn't actually increase the attack value, but combined with Maquis tactics on a higher skill captain, then you can make your 2 attacks and then move out of your opponent's arc. Next up, we have another copy of Enhanced Phasers, which is nice, so you don't have to buy 2 of these packs to get another copy if you really wanted another one. Not sure it'd be worth the full price of the faction pack to get just one more card, but I do like the addition of another copy of this card anyway. The only other weapon in the pack is Hypothermic Charge, which must be equipped to a Vidian battlecruiser, has an attack value of 3 and costs 4 points. Attack. Place 2 time tokens on this card and target an opposing ship within range 1 to 2. All damage inflicted by this attack ignores the defending ship's shields. If the defending ship has no active shields, you may re-roll any number of attack dice. I think this is a pretty big improvement over the other Hypothermic Charge, as it costs 1 less point and using 2 time tokens over Disable. I think this weapon is a must on the Vidian ships, as they only have the 3 attack die anyway, so any way to bypass your opponent's shields can be a good thing. Combine this with the Andorian Imperial Guard and you can have 5 attack dice to bypass the shields. And if you get some quality with those dice, that is a good attack for a ship that has a pretty weak primary weapon attack otherwise. The first tech upgrade is Enhanced Shield Emitters, which costs 5 points and must be equipped to the Andorian battlecruiser and is limited to 1 per ship. Increase the ship's shield value by 2. Combat phase, you may flip up to 2 disabled shield tokens on the ship to their active sides. End phase, you may repair 1 shield on the ship. This is an amazing card for the Andorian ships and is well worth the 5 points. First of all, the 2 extra shields itself is worth 3 to 4 points. Then if your opponent tries to disable some of your shields with an action or ability, such as on the PWB Tamal, you can bring them right back before you get attacked, and you can repair your shield each turn without a disable or time tokens. It's an amazing card for the Andorian battlecruiser. It's just too bad it can't go on any other ship. The second tech is Inertial Compensators, which is limited to 1 per ship, can only be equipped to a ship with a hull value of 3 or less, and costs 2 points. The ship must have the turnabout maneuver on its maneuver dial to equip this card. After performing a bank or turn maneuver with a speed of 2 or greater, place an auxiliary power token beside the ship. Rotate the ship 180 degrees, even if its base overlapped another ship's base. So this is the card you can equip to the Gunguin for free, and without a slot, so you might as well do that, even on the other Maquis ships or other small ships, as it allows you the option to take a maneuver that would normally put you out of the arc of your opponent and then rotate your ship to get back into arc. Or even if your opponent performs a maneuver you weren't expecting, this may allow you to rotate your ship to keep them in arc. I like this tech upgrade and it's well worth it for the extra maneuverability on ships that don't tend to have a ton of durability. The next tech upgrade is Class 4 Cloaking Device, which is unique to 1 per ship and must be equipped to the Maquis Raider. Action. Place 2 time tokens on this card. Perform a cloak action as a free action even if it's not on the ship's action bar. Then this ship may perform the Sensor Echo action as a free action even if it's not on its action bar. Performing a Sensor Echo as a free action immediately after the cloak is good for the extra maneuverability. A little disappointing though that it does not actually add the Sensor Echo to the action bar. The next tech upgrade is Particle Synthesis, which is limited to 1 per ship and must be equipped to the Dauntless class and costs 4 points. When defending, before the roll attack die step, you may roll exactly 1 defense die that cannot be re-rolled or modified. If you roll a blank, the attacking ship must choose a new legal target for the attack. If no other target can be chosen, the attack is cancelled and this card must be discarded. This is very different from the other Particle Synthesis, which you disabled the card and discarded another tech to repair a hull or shield. I much prefer this card to the other one, which allows the Dauntless a very good chance of not being attacked, as it can be directed to a hyper-defensive ship, something like the Sutherland build. I don't necessarily love the 4-point cost, but I do like that it is a passive ability that does not need an action, disable, or time tokens. The last different card in the pack is a question mark upgrade, which is Repurposed Cargo Hold, which is unique to 1 per ship and must be equipped to an independent ship. This card counts as a crew upgrade, tech upgrade, or weapon upgrade. Add 1 tech or weapon slot to the ship's upgrade bar. A bit of a different version of Cargo Hold, which has more flexibility as it's not limited to the Ferengi ships, but I don't think the overall effect is as good, as it converts a slot instead of just adding the slots for extra points. So it's good for independent ships that are not Ferengi, but I think use Cargo Hold if you're running a Ferengi ship. I think this can be pretty decent on something like the Dauntless, which would let you convert one of those tech into weapon slots to get a secondary weapon on the ship. The last card in the pack is another copy of Repurposed Cargo Hold. Again, I kind of like the duplicates, as you don't have to buy another copy of the entire faction pack just to get another copy of this card if you really love it and want to have it on multiple ships in a single game. Thank you for watching my review/overview of the Independence faction pack, A Motley Fleet. I think this is a really good faction pack if you're starting the game, as there's a ton of synchronous cards in the pack that work well with each other and allow you to build a good fleet just out of the ships in this box. I would also recommend purchasing this pack if you'd like to run Independence, as it adds more options to existing ships and recosting and replacing some other cards to make them better. If you disagree with me on a card or can find a better use for a card, be sure to let me know in the comments. You can find me on Facebook at the Eric channel, where you can find custom cards created by me and other Star Trek Attack Wing related content. You can help support the channel and assisting me in making more content by donating on Patreon. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll still see you next time.